Something strange is happening to pickup trucks in America that nobody is talking about. Right now, truck stores across the country have hundreds of trucks sitting there with nobody buying them. 90 days, 100 days, sometimes 120 days, they just sit there waiting. 3 years ago, people were paying $10,000 extra just to get a truck. Nobody wanted to wait. Everyone needed a truck right away, but now everything changed. Truck makers are giving people free loans with zero interest. They are sending cash in the mail just to buy their trucks. This is not just one problem. This is 5 big problems happening at the same time. When that happens, everything breaks. Here is the number that explains everything. The average pickup truck in America now costs $66,000. That is not a luxury truck. That is not a special edition. That is just the average price people are paying for a regular truck in 2026. To put that in perspective, $66,000 is more money than most American families make in an entire year. The median household income in most states is lower than what you need just to buy a truck. This did not happen overnight. For 10 years, truck makers have been playing a smart business game. They stopped making cheap trucks. They loaded up the basic trucks with expensive features. They made sure that when you walk into a dealership, the only trucks you can actually buy are the expensive ones. The cheap truck prices you see in commercials, those trucks do not exist on the lot. Here is what this means in real money. If you want to buy a $55,000 truck today with a loan, your monthly payment will be over $1,000. Gas costs more than $4 per gallon in many places, so you are paying more than $1,000 every month, plus expensive gas, for a truck that in 2019 would have cost you $38,000. That is a $28,000 increase in just 5 years. Your paycheck did not go up by $28,000, but the truck price did. The market's response was simple. People stopped buying. Truck sales fell 6% in early 2026. After decades of growth, people finally said, not at this price. Now, the same companies that raise prices are giving away free loans and sending cash to get people to buy, but there is a bigger problem. The best-selling truck in America just had its worst sales quarter in decades. The Ford F-150 has been America's best-selling truck for 44 straight years. That is longer than most people have been alive. For 4 decades, no matter what happened in the economy, no matter what other trucks came out, the F-150 always won. It was not just a truck, it was America's truck. But in early 2026, something that had never happened before finally happened. The F-150 lost 16% of its sales in just 1 quarter. Here are the exact numbers. Ford sold 159,901 trucks in the first 3 months of 2026. In the same period last year, they sold 177,000 trucks. That means 18,000 fewer people bought an F-150 in just 3 months. 18,000 families who normally would have bought America's favorite truck decided not to. Yahoo Finance, Ford itself, and 4 other major news sources all reported the same number. This was not a mistake. This was real. Ford said the problem was a fire at their aluminum factory. The fire was real. It did hurt production, but here's what Ford did not explain. If you cannot make enough trucks, why would you offer free loans and give people $3,000 cash to buy them? Free financing and cash bonuses are what companies do when people are not buying, not when they cannot make enough trucks to sell. Something else was happening that Ford did not want to talk about. The F-150 Lightning tells the real story. Ford's electric truck was supposed to be the future. Instead, sales dropped 70% in 1 year. Ford sold only 2,000 Lightning trucks in early 2026. The year before, they sold 7,000. It got so bad that Ford shut down the Lightning completely in December 2025. After spending $20 billion trying to make electric trucks work, Ford admitted they got it wrong. American truck buyers wanted trucks that could actually do truck work, not electric vehicles that lose half their power when towing a boat. The most successful truck in American history just had its worst quarter in decades, and things are about to get worse for other truck makers too. General Motors said their truck sales in early 2026 were roughly flat. That sounds okay, right? Flat means things stayed the same, but here's what flat actually means when you look at the real numbers. The Chevy Silverado, GM's most important truck, actually sold fewer trucks than last year, and right now, GM has 120 days worth of trucks sitting on dealership lots with nobody buying them. 120 days means if GM stopped making trucks today, it would take 4 full months to sell all the trucks already sitting there. A healthy truck market should have about 60 days of trucks on lots. GM has twice that amount. That is not flat. That is a backup problem. These trucks are sitting in the $45,000 to $55,000 price range, exactly where most people shop for trucks. But people are not shopping there anymore. Here is what happens when trucks sit on lots for months. Dealers have to pay interest on trucks nobody is buying. That gets expensive fast, so dealers start offering cash back and special deals just to get the trucks off their lots. The deals you see on TV are not because dealers want to be nice. They are because dealers are losing money on trucks nobody wants at current prices. Electric Chevy trucks make the problem even worse. People who bought electric Silverados in 2023 and 2024 can now sell them for only half of what they paid. That is the worst truck value loss in modern history. When people lose half their money in 1 year, they tell their friends, and their friends stop buying electric trucks. Both Ford and GM are facing the exact same problem. Truck prices got too high, people stopped buying, and now trucks are piling up on lots across America. But the biggest truck disaster of 2026 belongs to one specific truck that was supposed to change everything. The Tesla Cybertruck was supposed to be the future of American trucks. In 2024, it was the best-selling electric truck in America with 39,000 sales. Elon Musk called it a huge success, but something went very wrong in 2025. Cybertruck sales crashed to only 20,200 trucks, a 48% drop in just 1 year. Inside EVs, USA, Today, The Drive, and Cox Automotive all confirm the same number. Nearly half the customers who wanted a Cybertruck in 2024 decided they did not want one in 2025. 5 specific things caused this crash. First, the government stopped giving people $7,500 cash back for buying electric vehicles in September 2025. That made every electric truck $7,500 more expensive overnight. Second, build quality problems were everywhere. Doors that did not close right, software that crashed, parts that broke. People who bought Cybertrucks started warning their friends not to buy them. Third, Elon Musk's politics turned off many buyers who used to love Tesla. Fourth, Tesla had to recall Cybertrucks multiple times for brake problems and safety issues. When your truck gets recalled for brakes not working properly, people notice. Fifth, and most important, electric trucks lose half their power when you actually use them like a truck. If your Cybertruck can drive 300 miles normally, it can only drive 150 miles when pulling a boat. Most people buy trucks to pull things. People who bought Cybertrucks in 2023 and 2024 can now sell them for 35% less than they paid. That means a $100,000 Cybertruck is now worth only $65,000. $35,000 gone in 1 year. When people lose that much money, they tell everyone they know not to buy electric trucks. The truck of the future became the biggest truck failure of 2026. But it was not the only truck that disappeared from American roads. While everyone was watching Ford and GM struggle, Nissan quietly did something that tells us how bad things really are. Nissan stopped making the Titan truck completely. No announcement, no big news story. They just shut it down. The Titan was never a base seller like the F-150, but it was a good truck that some people really liked. Now it is gone forever. Why does this matter? Because making trucks is incredibly expensive. You need huge factories, special tools, and millions of dollars in advertising just to compete with Ford. And GM Nissan tried for 20 years and never made enough money to keep going. They sold about 87,000 Titans in their best year. That sounds like a lot, but Ford sells that many F-150s in 1 month. When a company like Nissan, which makes millions of cars worldwide, decides it is too expensive to make trucks, that tells you something important about this market. Nissan is keeping their smaller Frontier truck instead. The Frontier has a regular V6 engine without turbos or complicated technology. Most other trucks now use turbocharged 4-cylinder engines that make more power but are harder to fix when they break. Nissan thinks people want simple engines that last longer, and they might be right. Here is the scary part. The truck market is getting smaller just when the biggest players are already struggling. Fewer companies making trucks means less competition. Less competition means higher prices for everyone. And right now, truck prices are already too high for most Americans. But there is an even bigger problem hiding underneath all of this. People who already bought trucks are starting to miss their payments, and that problem is about to get much worse. Here is the hidden problem that explains everything else you just heard. Auto loan delinquency rates, meaning people who cannot make their truck payments, are at the highest levels financial experts have ever seen. The magic number is $1,000 per month. When your truck payment goes above $1,000, most Americans cannot afford it long term. But remember, the average truck now costs $66,000. A loan on a $66,000 truck costs more than $1,000 every month. That means most people cannot afford the average truck being sold today. Think about someone who bought an F-150 in 2022 for $62,000 during the crazy pandemic market. Their monthly payment is $1,050. They have been paying that for 3 years and still owe $40,000 on the truck. But now, their truck is only worth $35,000 because truck values dropped. They owe $5,000 more than their truck is worth. They are stuck. They cannot trade it in. They cannot sell it. They can only keep making that $1,050 payment or lose the truck completely. Millions of Americans are in this exact situation right now. They bought trucks when prices were crazy high, and now they are trapped in loans they can barely afford. This means they cannot buy new trucks. When millions of people cannot buy new trucks, truck sales crash. That explains why dealerships have 120 days worth of trucks sitting unsold. Banks are getting scared too. When people cannot make payments, banks stop giving loans to new buyers. Fewer people qualify for truck loans. Even fewer trucks get sold. The problem keeps getting worse. Here is what this means for you. If you need a truck right now, you have more power than any buyer has had in 5 years. But you need to know exactly where to look. If you need a truck right now, you have the best buying power since 2019. Dealers are desperate to sell trucks. Manufacturers are offering deals they refuse to give for years. Inventory is piling up on lots. This is your chance to get a real deal if you know where to look. The magic price range is $35,000 to $45,000. This is where the best truck deals exist right now. In this price range, you can get a well-equipped Ford Ranger, a volume trim F-150, or a base to mid Toyota Tacoma. These trucks still sell quickly because people can actually afford the payments. They hold their value better than expensive trucks because more people can buy them when you want to sell. Here's the smart buyer strategy. Avoid the $70,000 premium trucks even with 0% financing. Yes, no interest sounds great, but expensive trucks are losing value faster than cheap trucks. A $70,000 truck might save you money on interest, but it could lose $20,000 in value in 2 years. A $42,000 truck might cost you some interest, but it will lose much less value over time. Dealers have 120 days worth of expensive trucks sitting unsold. That means if you want a premium truck, you can negotiate hard. Walk in with research, know the exact price you want to pay, and be ready to leave if they will not meet it. Dealers need to sell these trucks more than you need to buy them. The Ford Ranger is the hidden winner of 2026. It gives you real truck capability at a price most people can afford. It sits in the sweet spot where demand is still strong and values stay stable. But knowing where to buy is only half the battle. Knowing how to negotiate in this market will save you thousands. Knowing the market is soft does not automatically save you money. You need to know how to use that information when you walk into a dealership. Dealers are trained to make you feel like you are getting a great deal even when you are not. Here is exactly how to negotiate when you have all the power. Before you go to any dealership, do your homework. Find out exactly how many days that specific truck has been sitting on their lot. Print out the manufacturer's cashback offers from their website. Get written price quotes from 3 other dealers in your area. Look up the truck's real market value on Kelley Blue Book and Edmunds. This documentation is your weapon. Dealers cannot argue with printed facts. Start with the truck price, not the monthly payment. Dealers love to talk about payments because it hides the real cost. Say, I want to negotiate the price first, then we can talk about financing. Get them below sticker price before you even mention the manufacturer's cashback offers. Negotiate the vehicle price down, then add the cashback on top of that. This way you get both discounts instead of just one. Here is the secret weapon. Be ready to walk away. When you have written quotes from other dealers, walking away is not a bluff. It is a real option. Dealers know when you are serious about leaving, and that is when they give you their best price. The buyer's market window will not last forever. Market corrections usually only last a few quarters. Right now, you have maximum power. 6 months from now, that power might be gone. Act while dealers are desperate to move inventory. But even the best negotiated price means nothing if you do not understand the total cost of owning that truck. Here is the biggest mistake truck buyers make in 2026. They only look at the monthly payment. Dealers love this because monthly payments hide the real cost. Your monthly payment is not what your truck actually costs. It is just one piece of a much bigger money picture that most people never calculate. The real cost of owning a truck includes 5 things: the purchase price, the total interest you pay over the loan, how much value the truck loses over time, higher insurance costs, and gas money for years. When you add up all 5, premium trucks cost way more than you think. Basic trucks cost way less than you think. Here's the hidden killer: depreciation. Expensive trucks lose value faster than cheap trucks. A $68,000 premium truck can lose $15,000 to $20,000 in just 3 years. That is $5,000 to $7,000 in lost money every single year. Your monthly payment does not include that loss, but it is real money gone from your pocket. Real example: compare a $68,000 F-150 King Ranch to a $42,000 F-150 XLT. The King Ranch costs $450 more per month in payments. Insurance costs $100 more per month. Depreciation hits harder because expensive trucks lose value faster when too many are sitting unsold. What happens next determines if you should buy now or wait. Market corrections like this one follow a predictable pattern. Demand drops, inventory piles up, manufacturers offer deals, and then they cut production to fix the problem. Right now, we are in the middle phase, past the point where anyone can pretend this is not happening, but not yet at the point where production cuts have fixed the inventory problem. Your buying window is open now, but it will not stay open forever. Ford just announced something that changes everything for 2027. The new F-150 Lightning coming in 2027 will not be pure electric. It will have a small battery plus a gas generator to extend the range when towing. Ford finally admitted that pure electric trucks do not work for real truck buyers who need to tow boats and trailers. Ford spent $20 billion learning what truck buyers were trying to tell them for 3 years. The credit problem is the wild card that could make this correction much worse. If more people start missing their truck payments, banks will stop giving loans to new buyers. Fewer qualified buyers means even fewer truck sales. The 2022 truck buyers who are struggling with payments right now are just the beginning of this problem. Mid-sized trucks like the Nissan Frontier are the surprise winners here. As people retreat from expensive full-size trucks, mid-sized trucks start looking much smarter. The Frontier's simple V6 engine without turbos is exactly what buyers want when they are worried about long-term reliability and repair costs. Should you buy now or wait for 2027? The deals available right now are real and documented. What might be available in 2027 is speculation. If you need a truck and can afford the payments, this is the best market you will see for years. But there is one more truth about this crash that nobody wants you to know. Here is the truth nobody wants you to know. This truck market crash is not secret. Every number in this video is public information. So why is nobody talking about it? Because truck manufacturers, dealers, and car magazines make money when you pay high prices. The silence is costing you thousands of dollars. Every buyer who walks onto a lot without this information pays more than they should. The market has flipped. Buyers now have all the power, but you only get that power if you know it exists. You are now one of those buyers. The 2026 truck market crash is real. Ford down 16%, Cybertruck down 48%, 120 days of trucks sitting unsold, record high payment delinquency rates, manufacturers offering deals they refuse to give for years. The correction is here. The question is whether you use it. You now have the verified data that dealers do not mention. You know the exact price range where real value exists. You know how to negotiate when you have all the power. That information is worth thousands of dollars at the dealership. Subscribe for more honest automotive analysis that uses real data instead of manufacturer marketing. Are you shopping for a truck in 2026? What is holding you back or pushing you forward? Drop it in the comments, because real buyer experiences are the most valuable research anyone can do.